This episode of New Jersey Living is being filmed in Maplewood, New Jersey, and we are at the very entrance of Memorial Park, as you can see right here behind me. And on the other side, as we have a train pulling up, is the Maplewood train station. All right, so I'm gonna pan back around just so you can catch a little bit of a glimpse. This park is relatively large, so you can't see much of it from where we stand right now. Just south of this park, which is pretty sizable, there is also Maplewood Country Club. So there's a golf course right here in town. Obviously, one of the focal points that we always have in our episodes is the train station, because we jump into what I call the big three. This is the train that's heading towards New York right here. All right, so big three, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into right away right now. Big three being train station, which you see already is a check. Proximity to New York City, Maplewood. Flash up a quick map of Maplewood. Maplewood is neighboring directly to South Orange. So if you see my South Orange episode, Maplewood is directly beside it. Driving distance to get to Midtown Manhattan, you're at the Lincoln Tunnel probably in about 40 minutes, right around that point. I'll say 40, maybe 45. So check mark on proximity. And finally, schools. I mentioned South Orange. So Maplewood and South Orange, they combine together for the high school. So the high school, 9 through 12, A-rated. Maplewood is K through 8 in terms of their own schools, also A-rated. All right, so excellent school choice. And put all those three together, and you have a 3 check mark high demand location in terms of a New York City suburb, which is what we focus on this channel. Just want to try to get a little bit out of the glare that's happening with where we are. We're filming right just afternoon right now. So we're going to take a little bit of walk through the Main Street-ish area of Maplewood. I say Main Street because you can kind of visualize what a Main Street looks like. It's not a small town feel the way some other places are, but here in Maplewood, it is Maplewood Ave that has all the shops and the restaurants and the retail. It's a very nice little quaint area right here, walking distance steps away from the train station. All right, so you have park, train station. You'll get a little bit of glimpse of the middle school as well, which is just a block from this Main Street, Maple Ave area. So thank you everyone for joining. Welcome back for those who have been joining all along. Let's get the ride started now. I'll see you at the next stop. Welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones, and I'm a real estate agent with Prestige Properties. And my job is to bring content like this to viewers like you. We bring all news and relevant items about the real estate market here in New Jersey, places to dine, iconic locations, neighborhood, video footage. All of that is here. So if that is something that interests you, you definitely want to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell to stay updated on all of our upcoming content. So starting with my dining scene today for lunch was Arturo's. So this is the highly rated pizzeria here in Maplewood. I had the individual margarita pie and it was excellent. And ultimately, when it comes to pies, if the crust as well as the sauce. If those two are on point, of course some fresh mozzarella, but sauce and crust go a long way to defining a real quality pie, and this has it, no question, hands down. You've seen some of the footage, my walking footage right here on Maplewood Ave. I'm just gonna pan around. I'm still on Maplewood Ave right now. Panning a little bit further, right behind me here, you can see the train tracks. We are only about a block's distance from the train station. One train is taking off right now. Just beyond the tracks is the middle school. So the large building, if you can make out, just beyond the tracks as you go under is the middle school. So I'm sure, as you can imagine, once school dismissal happens on a nice, lovely fall day like it is today, students will be throughout this whole area hanging out or getting food, snacks, what have you. So Maplewood, as I mentioned before, neighboring to South Orange, neighboring to both Union, even up against Summit. This is an area that is certainly high demand because it meets the big three. As you're going to see in the footage that we have today of the properties we're going to take a look at, beautiful, picturesque, tree-lined streets, consistent with what you've seen in South Orange and Montclair to a degree. All right, so this is reflective, price-wise, of a market where you're going to pay a bit of a premium because you get to check off those big three items, but you're getting what you pay for. All right, you're getting a scene like this. If you want to go downtown, you've got parks, you've got the country club nearby, you're right up against South Orange, and you're not far from Montclair, and you're not far from Summit. So these are all areas that have dining scenes that may be a bit larger than what we have right here in Maplewood. But if you want some other experiences, your neighboring towns offer that and more. All right, so we're going to take a look at 4 properties today, and we're going to see a range that, like I mentioned before, reflects the big 3 check marks that you see. So we're talking roughly 600s and upward towards $1 million. You can find property below 600 here in Maplewood. Maplewood does neighbor, a portion of it neighbors against Irvington as well. So you're going to find some areas that have pricing that can stretch into 500s most certainly. But what we see today is going to be 600 and up. So thanks for joining again. Let's get this tour started now with the first property. I'll see you there. We're at our first property stop here in front of 152 Hilton Ave. Just before we get into the details of this, I want to give a reminder about free t-shirts. All right, so I am giving away free t-shirts, not indefinitely, but for a limited time. So do just drop a comment and ask for a t-shirt. I will reach out to you. We'll correspond by email or text or whatever is preferred, and we'll work it out that way. On the topic of comments, please do. This is very much a community page. If you have questions, suggestions, just adding some content, perhaps you live in or have lived in one of the areas, please do feel free to share in this content and add more perspectives and add a little bit more content even to the content. We also want to remind everybody that all of my contact information is in the details. So if you need to reach out to me by text, by email, by phone call, or if you want to book a short 15-minute phone call or Zoom call, I have my Calendly link also in the details. Reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you wherever you are in your journey. If you're just looking for insights, be happy to have it. If you look for representation that you need to list your home to sell it, or you're looking to buy a home or looking to rent, please do reach out. All right, so first, with this property right here, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It was listed at $575, sold at $665, and I believe 14 days on the market. I actually showed this property to some clients of mine. Property is well maintained, not a lot of upgrades, but the size is just impressive. Impressive size. There is in the backyard, give a little bit of a peek of the driveway here. 3-car garage in the back. All right. So it's just, again, the spaces, the master bedroom was very, very large for the age of the home. You tend to pin around just to show you some of the other homes in the neighborhood. I'm gonna get into the neighborhood dynamics as well in just a minute. You can see there is a mix. Some of them are kind of like your smaller, almost like a Cape. Some of them are Colonials. But by and large, homes that were built in right around 30s, 40s, and 50s, where a lot of larger master bedrooms and general open concepts were not a thing. This, not so much the open concept, but master bedroom was just really, really large. Basement was very, very nicely done, so that was a nice piece to this one. But this gives you your more, I want to say, budget-friendly area in Maplewood. So again, going back into your neighborhood dynamics, I'm gonna flash a quick map of Maplewood up where we are right now. We are just kind of south of Springfield Avenue that cuts east-west, going from Summit and Springfield and Union all the way into Irvington and Newark. So we're closer to Union right now in Maplewood, and a little further down Springfield, eventually entering into Irvington. So those are towns that are neighboring, that bring more elements of diversity, because you found a lot of towns can be a bit homogenous in terms of populations, but Maplewood is one of those that you will find a good amount of diversity, like a Montclair and even to a degree South Orange. So this is our first stop, and we will have some street footage for this immediate area right here, just to get a feel for what this neighborhood is like, and then make our way just really only about 5 blocks from here to our next stop. But you'll see, neighborhood transition wise, it definitely makes a difference. All right, so I'll see you there. For our second stop, we are here in the College Hill section of Maplewood, only a few blocks from Hilton, where we were initially. I'd say about maybe 3 blocks away. Just to pan around, you can see aesthetically the differences. You see lot sizes that are different. You see home styles that are different. These are all Colonials in this section right here. The property itself is a side hall Colonial, so you have your classic center halls is when you open a door. As soon as you step through that door, entry door that is, the stairwells directly in front of you, you'll have living on one side and usually like a family on the other, family room on the other side. Side halls you enter, and stairwells on the side at the edge of the wall with all the space open to whatever other side there is. This one was another one, same clients. I showed this property as well when it was first listed. I knew it would not last very long. This one only lasted on the market 8 days. This was listed at $649, sold at $810, and 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And this is an exception to the rule for this given time frame that we're in. We have not seen a lot of that 25% above list price activity happening in the late summer, early fall. We really have not. This is the exception. The property itself was exceptional. The maintenance was exceptional. There's an upgraded kitchen. The basement is unfinished, but it was very clean, freshly painted. It has 2.5 baths, which you often have that challenge with some of the homes that are built in 30s and 40s. Do you have a half bath, for example, in the property where people are not necessarily going upstairs to use the restroom? So this was just a exceptionally maintained property. I knew it would not last long and that it would go above. I did not have any idea at that time that it would go that high above. There are no other properties that we're going to see today that went that high above ask, and honestly, there have not been properties that I can recall right offhand in my last probably 5 or 6 episodes that have gone high to that degree over ask, because we're in a different market right now. So with the recent rate hike that happened just yesterday and early November, so yeah, I know you're going to see this video well after the fact, but we are certainly experiencing a slowdown, and with the recent rate hike, I think that's going to even more so set a trend of a slowdown in real estate, which is going to no doubt affect pricing, because already sellers are going to have that conversation of where do we list that, given that the market is totally changed now with the rate situation. All right, so but this is a situation where I'm gonna give you a bit of a glance down the driveway. Down the driveway, you can see that there is a detached two-car at the end, and this was just, again, a spectacular property, and how well it was maintained and nicely upgraded, and your community as well. So you're paying in part to your general surroundings as part of the price that you're paying, and this reflects just that. So we see first two properties, sales in mid 600s, low 800s. We're going to see the next one is going to be in the 700s because it's sold, listed similar to this one, but didn't sell as high. And we'll see a bit more of a premium property towards the end. So we have two more to go. Enjoy the street footage that you're going to see now. You just saw some from my previous stop in that neighborhood. I'm now going to shoot some street footage from the College Hill area. So enjoy that as I make our way to the next stop. See you there. Here's our third stop in front of 143 Parker Ave. So Parker, as I pan around just a little, so you'll get a bit of a feel of this road that we're on right now. This is more of one of the major thoroughfares through town, and by major, it's all relative because Maplewood is very similar to South Orange in the respect that the roads are pretty much all 25-mile-an-hour speed limits. You're not going to find heavy traffic in terms of speed going through the neighborhoods, but this right here is just a road where you're going to find more traffic cutting kind of east-west, if you will. So that is something that people often will factor in when they determine, do I go with this particular option, and if I do, what price point? This property was totally renovated. 4 bedroom, 2 full baths, 2 half baths. List price was at $729,000 and sold at $740,000. Didn't take very long, as you see, days on market to go for this one as well. So it certainly was a limiting factor, I'm sure, in terms of how high above ask it was going to go, being that it's not on that same kind of residential road that we saw with 25 Rutgers at the second stop. So this is not that quiet residential side street, but it is 4 bedrooms with 4 baths all together, totally renovated, which I'm still going to get some level of demand here in this location. So where we are now, we are a lot closer to South Orange, where we are right now, getting towards the Seton Hall University area, not far from that. So this is, again, giving you a feel for when you escalate up in list price, what that looks like. Because keep in mind, 25 Rutgers was listed at $649. All right, this was listed at $729. So part of that is to reinforce how 25 Rutgers was not by any means common. But a 700, low to mid 700 is going to be reflective of this in this market for Maplewood. So we're going to go to our last stop now, which would be our premium property. I'll see you there. We're at our final stop at 13 Burr Road, only a few short blocks from 143 Park, where we just were. This particular home that we're featuring here is a Tudor style home, and you can see this one, it sort of has the lower brick face and has the arch over the driveway, as you can see behind me. I'm going to stroll that way just before we conclude here. But that is a connected driveway. You find some homes in some of these more, I'll say, mature and established suburbs at times will have driveways that are butted directly up against each other. So in certain areas, it looks like this could even be a shared driveway, but clearly it's divided. You'll even notice the shrubs that's kind of creates a median between the two driveways. There's a 2-car detached in the back. So this property, 4-bedroom, 3.5 baths, listed at $897, sold at $900. Renovations thoroughly throughout the entire house. This was a scenario where it may not have been that complete renovation like 143 Parker, but still substantial renovations were done. 2-car detached garage in the back, and just for me walking up, I can tell the roof was not newer. Just to go to reinforce the point that it's not totally renovated, but still there were pretty substantial renovations done. We're about maybe a 5-block walk from Columbia High School, and again, that's shared with South Orange in terms of high school students. I'm just going to pan around a bit. You'll see kind of a blend. You see Colonials, you'll see some other tutors very much like this one that are neighboring more on this side of the street. And let's walk over just a little, just so you can catch a glimpse of the driveway behind me. So again, driveway goes all the way back. You can see that it almost has a blend into the neighbor's driveway at the very back, but there's a 2-car detached all the way at the very end. All right, so this is our final stop in Maplewood, which will conclude our episode for today. If you enjoyed the content, please do click like, subscribe, and notification bell. If you would like a free t-shirt, remember, drop a comment in. We still have a lot of ground to cover, as I've always say, for here in New Jersey. So whatever your curiosities may be, feel free to send me a message. If there are any specific needs that you have with the real estate market, I'll be happy to help. So until the next time, Jersey hunters and new guests, I'll see you at the next episode. Stay safe.